some nice creature comforts and fuel efficiency. These are two things that an average Indian car buyer looks for when buying a new car. Now, when it comes to the Tata Altroz iCNG, we already know that it is feature loaded. But is it equally frugal? Well, I decided to drive this car from Mumbai all the way to Pune to Tata's plant for a special factory visit and find an answer to that question. But before we move ahead in this video, do subscribe to Carandbike if you haven't already, and do not forget to press the bell icon. The Tata Altroz iCNG comes with many segment-first attributes. It's the first model in the premium hatchback space to come with a company-fitted CNG kit. Plus, it was also the first Tata car to feature the new dual-cylinder CNG technology, wherein the company uses two smaller tanks instead of one big unit, thus utilizing less volume and freeing up a usable boot space of 210 liters. This certainly came in very handy for us to carry our luggage and camera equipment for this trip. Now, each of the two tanks inside the Altroz iCNG are 30 liters in water capacity, which means combined they can hold up to 10 kilograms of compressed natural gas. Once filled, it was now time to hit the roads. Now, the distance between my home in Mumbai to Tata Motors' Pune plant is roughly about 130 kilometers, and I have filled up the CNG tank, and it is time to see how efficient this car is. Going by Tata's claim, this Altroz iCNG can deliver 26.2 kilometers per kilogram, and that is a big number, and we'll be putting that claim to test in this drive. To get as accurate result as possible, I decided to drive the car only in CNG mode from start till the end. And lucky for me, the Mumbai-Pune expressway includes both straight highway stretches and ghat sections. So yes, it was the ideal setting to test the real-world performance and capabilities of the Altroz iCNG. Coming to the performance of the vehicle so far in our drive, I've noticed that this is certainly decent. It's not very bad. Yes, with the CNG kit, the petrol engine now produces less power and torque. It now makes about 72 bhp. At around 6000 rpm, whereas the torque output stands at around 103 Newton meters. Now, the regular petrol version, in petrol mode, that same engine produces about 87 bhp and 115 Newton meters. So you do feel the lack of power and torque in the CNG mode. However, once you get going, the power delivery becomes smoother. It slowly builds up power and speed. But yes, especially when you hit the ghat section with a lot of inclines, that is when you'll miss that initial torque and power a lot. However, you do have the option to switch from CNG to petrol at a click of a button. That is because Tata has developed the technology for a seamless transition. And that is a plus for this car. Also, unlike other CNG cars, the Altroz iCNG can start in CNG mode and doesn't require petrol for ignition. Now, this is certainly a useful feature. However, it is always wise to keep adequate amount of fuel in the car. As you can see, this is the top-end variant of the Altroz, so you get a nice of fancy features like a sunroof, an electric sunroof which is voice controlled. You get a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel with more controls for in-car functions, touchscreen display which is loaded with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto along with IRA connected car tech. So it is a well-loaded car. So in that manner, even by going with the CNG version of the Altroz, you're not missing out on anything. And that additional boot space that it has to offer certainly is a big plus for the car. By the time I reached the destination, there was still about 40% CNG left in the tanks. And based on the calculations, the Altroz iCNG gave me a mileage of over 21 kilometers per kilogram. Now, this is certainly an excellent number considering the fact that I had the air conditioning on at all times and a good part of the drive involved ghats and city traffic. So, now that we have seen how the Altroz iCNG performs, it's time to head over to the company's plant and see how it is produced. The Altroz is built on Tata's agile, lightweight, flexible, advanced or Alpha platform, which also underpins the Tata Punch, and both models are produced on the same assembly line along with their iCNG versions. Hundreds of robots and thousands of laborers work in multiple shifts to produce these cars.
We found that there was a little stigma attached to people who buy CNG cars as being value-seeking customers only. So we wanted to change that and make CNG available to all our customers. So the first thing we tried to solve is to make the so visible cylinder start vanishing below the floorboards. And of course with that we could also provide a very useful boot space. And once we could do this on Altroz, we have also made sure that we are expanding this to the rest of the car range. So we have also made sure that we are using a single ECU to do both the jobs, CNG and gasoline. So the switchover time becomes extremely low. And from that point of view, the customer experience also goes up quite a bit.
In total, Tata Motors produces roughly about 800 units of the Tata Altroz and Punch models in a single day, out of which the Altroz accounts for over 40% of this total production, which includes the iCNG model. So from experiencing the performance of the Altroz iCNG on the highways and city roads to seeing it being produced at the company's plant here, this video has certainly come to a full circle. And despite the things that we like and things that we think should have been improved in the CNG cars, we have to agree Tata has done a fine job with building these machines. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.